Hi, I'm Mary, a librarian and book reviewer with a focus on stories written for kids, tweens, and teens. Today I get to share with you this book called Drop Dead Sisters, written by Amelia Diane Coombs. This is the story of Remy, who has always felt a little bit less than in her family of 3 siblings. Her 2 older sisters have a stronger relationship with each other than they do with her, and Remy doesn't really like that. But it's time for a family reunion for their parents' wedding anniversary, and she decides to make the most of it. Unfortunately, it's at a campground, and this is not Remy's ideal vacation experience. When she's there, a family friend turns up unexpectedly, and he starts to put the moves on Remy. When her sisters step in to get him off of her, they find that they start to have more in common than they realize, and it's a good thing because everything starts to go sideways. This story has a little bit of a thriller, a little bit of women's fiction, a little bit of a love story, and it is a very entertaining ride as you go along. Everyone seems like they could be the culprit, and so it's up to the characters and the reader to figure out exactly what happened on this fateful night. Even though the story itself only takes place over the course of a few days, a lot happens in those few days. You've got a little bit of a light romance, you've got some reconciliation of family members, and then you also just have the layered kooky experience of having a family that is less than normal, which most of ours are. It's told in the first person from Remy's perspective, and there's a lot of things that she talks about, especially with mental illness, anxiety, talking to her therapist, her less than ideal job, and her fears of moving into something that she doesn't really know. Luckily, this weekend, even though it has a lot of twists and turns in it and some things that are a little bit scary, it turns out that it's a good experience for everybody. There's a lot of growth that happens here, and the relationships among all the family members take a little bit of a turn for the positive as the story goes along. So definitely written for adult readers. The text here is close together, but the story reads really, really quickly, especially as you're trying to figure out exactly what happened and who might have been responsible for it. So if you enjoy some light thriller, women's fiction, this is a great fit. Just note that there is a little bit of a trigger warning at the beginning with Remy's experience with the family friend. Otherwise, if this sounds like a great fit for you or for someone you know, I hope you look for it at your favorite bookstore.